what's up guys? Rich on Touch Loops here, and today we're going to go through our latest collection, Electric Nights. So this is our newest pack, and a little bit like Distorted Visions, we've gone down this Ableton route in terms of providing sessions, which you can, or if you prefer not to, you don't have to download, but it's available in two forms. One of them for £24 is just a normal pack that has the loops and the MIDI. And then if you spend a little bit more, you get these 5 Ableton sessions. So what I've done is I've loaded it into Ableton, just navigated to the pack, which you can add here, just so I can show you exactly what you get and how it all works. So if we go into the pack, this is what you'll get if you purchase it. As you can see, we've got our loops. So these are half bounced out of Ableton, half bounced out of hardware, depending on what we decided to use. As you can see, all the basses are there, drums, have a little flick. And keys. Cool, and then obviously percussion and some vocal loops. Cool, personal favorite, love that. So the pack was based on the sounds of Arca, FK Twigs, and Bjork. So we're talking about that alt pop world where they're going for classic songwriting techniques, but they're also leaning into this kind of abstract, weird world. So that's exactly how we've done it. So if you were to buy the light pack, you get the loops, which is, I think, 160, 170 loops. And you also get all these MIDI files as well, which obviously correspond with the loop. If you go for the full pack, we've basically created these 5 Ableton sessions, and they include the MIDI that comes with the pack. But it also includes all these instruments that we've built. So as you can see, everything's being automated because this is basically laid out like a demo, but it also shows you how the instruments work and the kind of sounds that come with these. Now, I won't go into these in too much detail, but what I'll do is I'll spin through each one of the 5 demos so you can hear them in action and also see exactly what you're getting. It's coming in at around 50 instruments and about 25 drum racks, and then you get all our mixing, all our processing. You can do whatever you want. You can drag this out, you can copy it, you can delete it, you can loop it. And like I say, 90% of it's running on the MIDI. So if you did want to get in, keep these sounds, but shift everything by, say, a tone or a semitone, you're more than welcome to do that. It's super easy, and it just means you're not stuck in that loop kind of world. So let's have a quick flick through this one. We'll go into the others, and then we'll finish up. Cool. So that's the first one. As I say, it's all set up to run in Ableton 11. It's making the most of their new instruments and their synths. So by getting this collection, you're going to be getting 50 or so new instruments that you can start to add to your sessions, drag in, and easily navigate to. So let's open the second one. Cool. So here's the second one. Again, laid out in a similar format. We've kind of done it in construction kits. As you can see, you've got the MIDI. It's incredibly flexible for really turning this into your own beast. So drums. All the programming's in there. All the different layers. So we've got samplers going. Obviously, we've got all the effects that are built in them. Everything's got macros, so you can control it however you like. Sometimes we utilize in synths. So look at the bass. Cool. So that fuzz layer is really important and such a great way of getting your subs to cut, because sometimes you can have them and they're so low they don't really come through on these small speakers. But by having this top end noise, it just gives us that little extra presence and makes you start to hear it as well as feeling it. On to the third one. As I mentioned before, all this MIDI is available within the pack. As you can see, it's all here. So you can obviously drag those into different instruments or load it into the corresponding name that lines up with the instrument within Ableton. Love that. Incredible. Sounding really cool and really getting us into that world of Bjork and FK Twigs, which I know is an artist that you guys speak of quite often and really enjoy. Cool, on to the third one. So have a playthrough again. I'll do the same again. I'll have a little flick through the different channels and you can see things in action and how it all works. and the last bit. It's worth noting that all the sessions have been mixed by myself, so all my level choices, EQ moves, and compression settings and things are all available to you. This is a cool little master chain that I quite like to use, which obviously you can save and tweak to your heart's content. As you can see, a lot of the channels haven't been particularly touched, just because a lot of work's gone into preparing these to make sure they're kind of mix ready and good to go. There's not a huge amount of changes, but obviously every now and again, scooping low mids just because it can get a little bit muddy down there. We've got some side chain going off where necessary. Again, another side chain. But as you can see, it's quite simple, but it just means you're in a perfect position to get going. Okay, fourth one. Cool. So this one has a little combination of things. It's got some audio in it, and it's also got MIDI. So it's showing how you can combine the two. Sounded lovely and creative, and on to the last one. So there it is. Nice and simple, quick little overview just so you understand what's going off. But what I think is great about this pack is it allows you to really get in there and start to tweak it and make it your own. Not only is it a great learning tool, but it's also a really nice way to make the most of Ableton's incredible features. There's so many hidden instruments and great effects that people often overlook. And even me personally have missed quite a few of these. So by doing a deep dive into this, you can realize you can start to get some great tones. And the joy, 5% CPU. It's all internal plugins. It's not particularly doing anything. So when you do start to add your third-party things onto here, you've got a ton of headroom and loads of CPU to actually get stuck into that and make it your own. So yeah, overview, 5 spoke Ableton sessions. We've got 50 plus instruments, 20 plus drum racks, 160 plus loops, which are available, and then also the MIDI that goes everything with it. So obviously these MIDI files all correspond with this, and so do the instruments. So if you buy the light pack, you get the loops and the MIDI. If you buy the full pack, you also get these Ableton sessions as well, which, like I say, includes all the instruments, my mixing, and things of the sort. So yeah, any questions, anything of those things, let us know in the comments or drop me an email. And yeah, thanks.